Now we're live. Okay, so let's take a look. Today's date is 3/16/21. And what we want to talk about again is solving radical equations. Again, it's like day 2 of it, okay? But these are going to be the harder problems. Again, the word radical just means like a root, some kind of a root. Whether it's a square root, cube root, or whatever. So we're going to solve them. We did learn yesterday 2 things. One, we cannot take the square root of a negative number. All right, that's not good. All right. That's bad. Can't do that. And we can't have the square root of some value equal a negative either. Okay, that's not good either, okay? And so what we do is we check our answers. So it says be careful of extraneous solutions. So the extraneous solutions are the answers that come that won't work. And then how do we do that? Well, we just check our answers, okay? All right, let's do problem number 1. So first thing, like any equation, what we want to do is solve. So we solve by undoing. I'm going to undo this square root by squaring both sides. So if I square that, it'll cancel the square root, right? So I have to square this side also. So if I square the square root, it just makes it disappear, and then I'm left with just a 3x equals an x minus 6 times another x minus 6, because it's quantity squared. So I write it twice, and then I'm going to have to FOIL that out, the word FOIL, right? So I square both sides. I got an x minus 6 quantity squared, which means x minus 6 times x minus 6. Okay, so I'm going to FOIL that. I'm going to get an x squared. I'm going to skip a step because you guys are smart. I'm going to get a negative 6x and another negative 6x, right? Negative 6x, another negative 6x makes a negative 12x plus 36, okay? Are we getting to the point where you guys can do that in your head? Hopefully, it's algebra 2. Well, if I'm going to solve it, I need it to equal 0. So I'm going to go minus 3x, and I'm going to get an x squared minus 15x plus 36 equals 0, okay? So far, so good. Let's see, what times what makes 36? Yes, Ellie. 6 is a great answer, but got to make a 15. Yes, totally right. 9 and 4 is great, but still we haven't made 15. Keep going. You're doing great. Anybody else going to help her out? Anybody else? Yes, Ellie. There you go. If I have a 12 and 3, what's 12 plus 3? What's 12 plus 3? Nice job, Ellie. Nice job. So how about an x minus 12 and an x minus 3? All right. That should multiply to make a 36 and add to make 15, right? There's lots of combinations for 36, aren't there? So when I end up solving it, I get 2 answers from my mini equations. I'm going to get an x equals a 12 and an x equals a 3, okay? Right? Except for I am going to throw away the 3. Now, why am I going to throw away the 3? Yes, Ellie.
Because x minus 6 would give you a negative number.
Perfect. Perfect. Do you guys see that? See what she's saying? She put your 3 right there. Okay, here's our check. So we're going to go 3 minus 6 equals the square root of 3 times 3. You're going to have a negative 3 equals 3. Nice job, Ellie. Okay, so we throw away that one. We only have one answer, and that is our 12. Okay, thumbs up, you guys. Awesome. All right. Slide it up. Am I going too fast? Okay. All right. Number 2 is actually really easy. It just looks hard. This problem here, thanks, Antonio. This first problem is actually harder than the second. The second problem is actually really easy. It just looks hard because squared. But if you square both sides to get rid of the square root, you get rid of both square roots. Does that make sense? So if you square both sides, you get rid of the square on both sides, so you get a 4x plus 1 equals x plus 10. I like these kind of, these are easy, huh? Looked hard, but it's not hard at all. So square it, get rid of the square root, and then I'm going to solve. I'll go minus x, that'll give me a 3x plus 1 equals 10, right? Minus 1, 3x equals 9. Divide by 3, x is 3. Now, will that work? I think so. If I put 3 in here, I'm okay. And I put a 3 in here, I'll be okay, right? So that is my answer. How am I doing? Okay, good. That's what I want to see. Okay, number 3. Now, number 3 can be hard, but we're going to make it easy. You see, I like this problem. I like this problem because you had the square root equal the square root, right? That made it easy because square root. But so on number 3, can I do the same thing? What I need to do is bring this other to the other side. I'm just going to add. I'm going to add the entire thing. I'm going to add this entire cube root and bring it over here, okay? Just going to add it. So then I'll have a cube root equal to a cube root, okay? So then, let's see what I get. If I add this, I'm going to have a cube root of a 2x minus 5 equals, well, if I add it, I've got a cube root of a 8x plus 1, okay? So just brought over to the other side, and then it's a problem just like example 2. That's not too bad. I can do that. So we're going to cube it to get rid of the cube root, and we're going to cube it to get rid of the cube root, right? And then the cube cancels the cube root, and I'll have a 2x minus 5 equals an 8x plus 1, right? Okay, I'm going to solve then. I like positive x's, so I'm going to subtract 2x. You can subtract the 8x, but I'm going to do this because I like positive x. That gives me a positive 6x plus 1. Just makes it easier to solve. Okay. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
I was just wondering, wait, is Francesco here right now? Or is he in the afternoon?
No, I think he's in the afternoon.
Okay,
I know, it's so confusing, isn't it?
Yeah, this
I
is
know.
really confusing.
Don't worry about it. We'll get it figured out. Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. You can interrupt me anytime you want. I'm used to it. Divide by 6, and we get negative 1. How's that? Is that pretty easy? It was just a matter of that one trick. If you bring that over, then it gets easy, okay? Does that make sense? Okay, ready to turn the page? All right. Okay, it's an inequality. Okay, it's an inequality. So first of all, I can't have a square root. So the first thing I'm going to do is take a look at the x plus what? This is an inequality. That cannot be negative, right? So right off the bat, I've got to say x plus 1 is going to be greater than or equal to 0. I know that because if this becomes 0, or x has to be greater than or equal to negative 1. I mean, obviously, I think you guys see this, right? If you have negative 1 plus 1, you're okay, that's 0. But if you have negative 2, you're in trouble. Negative 2 will not work. Negative 2 right here is going to give me a negative, right? Negative 3 right here is going to be bad. Negative 4 right here is going to be bad. So we want to make sure that all my x values are greater than or equal to negative 1, okay? And now let's solve it. Well, to solve it, I'm going to divide by 7 first. Well, I get a fraction, but that's okay. I can live with a fraction. I don't mind. Fractions don't scare me. Okay. And then I'm going to square both sides. Again, fractions don't scare me. The square cancels the square root. I'm up to the x plus 1 less than equal to, or less than, I'm going to make, just to keep it as 81 over 49. I'm just going to keep it as a fraction. I'm okay with that. I am okay with that, okay? Then I'm going to minus 1. Okay, now how do you minus 1? Well, okay, let's do a little bit of 6th grade math. You guys want to do a little 6th grade math? So if I went 81 49ths minus 49 49ths, 49 49ths, 49 49ths, right? That's 1. Let's see, what's 81 minus 49? 81 minus 49. I get 32. So I get an answer of x has to be less than 32 over 49. So I've got two parts. It has to be greater than or equal to negative 1, but less than 32/49. So I'm going to write that as just a set. So I'll go negative 1 is less than or equal to x, which is less than 32/49. And that's the answer I like the best. If you gave me these two, I would take it, but I like that answer better, okay? Okay, example 5. Oh man, the hard one. This one's the hard one, but then we're going to do it together, okay? All right, so this 2 is not inside the square root, is it? This 2 is outside. I am going to square both sides, though. Okay, here's what you would see maybe as an extra credit problem on your test, okay? Well, the square on the first part, the square right here with the x plus 2 cancels the square root. I'm just left with an x plus 2, okay? But it won't, it really means 2 minus the square root of x times a 2 minus the square root of x, okay? That's what this quantity, that's what the squared means here. Multiply it times itself twice, okay? All right. Let's do this problem. It's a hard one, but we can do it because we're smart, okay? So, x plus 2. So I'm going to have to multiply this. This times this, this times this, this times this, this times this, okay? So let's see what I'm going to get. I'm going to get a 4 minus 2 square roots of x minus another 2 square roots of x plus the square root of x squared. Now let's just see what I did. Okay, multiply it out. This is a hard problem, but I know we can do it together, okay? Alright. Let's see what I have. I'm going to have an x plus 2 equals a 4. These two, negative 2 square roots of x and another negative 2 square roots of x. So these two can be combined because they're the same. So make that a minus 4 square roots of x, and then square root of x squared is just plus x, okay? How am I doing? Now, let's see. If I went minus x, right? If I went minus 4, let's see what I get. Okay, that's just gone. That's going to give me a negative 2 equals a negative 4 square roots of x. So what makes this problem an extra credit problem is now we get a square again. So you square this problem twice. So if I square the problem, actually let's divide by negative 4 first. Okay, divide by negative 4, divide by negative 4, and I'll have a 1/2 equals the square root of x, okay? And now I'm going to square it one more time, okay? I'm going to square it to get rid of the square root, and I'm going to get an answer, because I'm really going to get an answer now. If I square 1/2, it's 1/4. 1/2 times 1/2. 1/2 times 1/2. 1/2 times 1/2 is 1/4. There's my answer. How's that for a crazy answer, huh? This is definitely an extra credit problem. You guys agree with that? Pretty challenging. Okay, so our homework today, there it is, page 125. So we're doing the evens. 2 to the 14 even, and the extra is 16. And then I don't mind helping you a little bit. Do you guys want